had a hurricane, a tropical storm in Long Beach, and our water heater went out. The symptom is that every time it rains, the water heater goes out, which thankfully it's not every day, but we would like to get to the root of this problem. So what's been happening is we've been trying to relight. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it didn't. But we think that the gas control valve is getting wet, which is causing our water heater problem. And then we thought water was getting in through here, but don't laugh when you see this. It's kind of hacky, but it covers, right? And to try to, in some previous experience, the plumber did this for us so that we could get by until we can replace the door. So then now that we have that and we've replaced the gas control valve, we're trying to figure out, why is it potentially getting wet? First of all, somebody said, oh, there's too much water in here. And the plumber said, that's too much water. You're not really expecting to have standing water in the pan at the bottom of your water heater. That's just an in case. I didn't know that. When we try to relight, it doesn't stay lit. So it's potentially that because all of this got wet, potentially, and we do feel a little bit of wetness here, right? You can see a little bit of water here, that it got inside the electronics and the electronics are not connecting properly. But how is the water getting into the closet? So we are thinking that potentially it's coming in around the housing here, because at a certain angle I can see light coming through. But this is our ongoing water heater problem, and we don't like bathing in cold water. So hopefully soon we'll be able to fix it so that when it rains in a year, that we can have hot water. So this is what he thinks. He thinks that this joint in the gutter is causing this water thing here, because there's extra water here, although there's extra water there too, and that is somehow, and that the door not being fully sealed is causing the water to get in, and that is causing the electrical connections to get wet and damage them. The solution he's suggesting is to replace the gas control valve, which, as you can see, we've had already replaced twice, right? And putting some sort of protection here, taking care of the door and whatnot. So he's going to refer someone who can help us to make the door better. And then we are going to wait for that to dry out and then try it again. And if it works, great. We've got the sealed door, and that's awesome. If it doesn't work, then we have to put a screen and whatever. But I think if we take care of the door and get this started, we're good. Or take care of the door and get that replaced, we're still good. But bottom line is, we have to take care of the door. It got wet. At first, the day after the storm, there was nothing, no light. Then, a couple days after, it's showing the light intermittently. Today, the third day after, I think, it's fairly good. The light is solid, and the blinky light is solid, and then it's pretty strong, right? So it was very consistent in coming. So I'm hoping that it will dry out enough as we go, because this warm Southern California weather, dry Southern California weather, that it will actually, over time, be able to go green. But I don't know if that's the case. So let me show you what happens now when I do it. So I could kind of hear something. So I think that's good enough. In the previous times, like right after the storm, you weren't hearing that sound. Okay, see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flashes and a pause. And so what that means is a 5 flashes and 3-second pause is a gas valve fault. But see how strong those flashes are? It wasn't that strong before. So I'm kind of hoping that something's drying out and that maybe at some point we'll do it and it'll go to green. Meanwhile, we've been taking cold showers. Okay, I kept pressing the pilot and starter and I'm getting a red flashing light, which is, I think, a valve fault. A few seconds later, and it's an almost solid red light. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's flashing green. This is like 5, 6, 7 days after the storm. It got wet. I decided to try to let it dry out. We called the plumber. The plumber said, oh no, you have to change it out. And I just said, give it time, give it time. We've been taking cold showers. Oh my gosh. And every day I come out, first it wasn't responding at all. Then when I tried to do it, it would show red. After a while, it showed, like pretty regularly, it would show red. Before it wasn't showing anything. And now it's green. How awesome is that? Oh my gosh, unbelievable. This is how many times we've changed our gas control valve. Oh, now we have to fix our door.